everyone. My name is Danielle Perry, and I am the host of Breakthrough Conversations. And thank you so much for tuning in to another word of encouragement video. And the title of today's video is It's Time to Move Forward. It's time to move forward. This is a continuation video from my last word of encouragement video titled You Are Not Your Past. It seemed like that video really resonated with a lot of people. And so I did want to come on and kind of do a part 2. Like I said, I probably would. So yes, it's time to move forward past everything that has been a hindrance. You know, when I think about even some sins that I've committed in my past, if I'm not careful, I'll keep replaying those things in my mind. And before I know it, days, months, years have gone by, and I have not moved forward from it because of guilt, because of shame. And it's even created a stronghold in my mind to where fear is there now. And fear has so gripped me that if I try to move forward in a particular area, it's hard to, because I'm still stuck back there. So if you can relate to that, if that's also your testimony, I want to encourage you today that it's time to move forward. Maybe you have a testimony of just being that person that was just ratchet. And what do I mean by that? Maybe you hurt a lot of people by just doing crazy things, y'all. Maybe you were the kind of person who slept around. Let's be real. Maybe you were the kind of person who slept around. Maybe you were the kind of person who did drugs. Maybe you sold drugs. Maybe you had a cycle of pornography in your life. If any of these things resonated with you and you find yourself replaying these things in your mind, man, why did I do that? I'm still reaping the consequences of that mistake. Or, man, I put my child in danger. Why did I put my child in such a dangerous situation? There's so many things, y'all, that if we're not careful, guilt and shame will constantly bombard us, and it will be so difficult to move forward. Fear will grip us so bad that we'll just think we're not worthy to move forward. You know, we'll be so stuck in our mistakes, or we'll be so stuck in trauma that it's just so hard to come out of it. I'm just not worthy enough. How can God see something great in me? How can God call a person like me when I've done so much bad in my life? How can God call someone like me when people have just mistreated me all of my life? That must be how God sees me too. When God is saying, no, daughter, no, son, I don't see you that way. I don't see you the way that others see you, that human beings see you. I don't see you the way that my creation sees you, but I see you as your creator. What about that person who just constantly reminds you of the things that you've done and you don't even do them anymore? It is time to move forward. And hey, if that person is toxic in your life, it may be time to cut them off. Maybe that's a part of you moving forward. You know, I thought about a character in the Bible who, if he hadn't moved forward from his mistakes, so many people would have suffered. And that's King David. Can we just talk about a couple things that he did that were just flat out wrong? And he was a man of God when these things were taking place. And we're not even, well, let's go there. The things that you did in your past, and you were saved. Let's not even talk about the things that you did when you weren't saved. You were saved and doing some straight up foolishness. But God still loves you and he's forgiven you, right? And that's why I want to talk about King David. King David was a man of God, yet he lusted after a married woman. David took it a step further. He wanted her husband killed. And guess what? He devised the plan to have Uriah, her husband, killed. Yet, after all of that and everything else that David committed, and you can read his story in the Bible, all the things that he did, God still said David was a man after my own heart. And I believe God said that because every time David committed a sin that we know of, that's in the word, he repented. And he came to God with a contrite heart. And he said, God, please forgive me. I know that what I've done is wrong. Please forgive me. And guess what? God forgave him. every time. Now, did David have to reap the consequences of his sin? Absolutely. You know, we reap the consequences, and sometimes we don't. Sometimes we don't. Let's be real. Sometimes we do things, y'all, and we're like, man, things could have been a lot worse based on that I just did. But somehow God's grace and mercy covered me. So today, y'all, move forward. Tomorrow, move forward. The day after that, move forward. I don't care what you've done, what someone has done to you. In the days to come, move forward. Well, I want you to be sure to tune into the next episode of Breakthrough Conversations. You already know, on Facebook, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, and pretty much everywhere that you can find audio-only podcasts, you will see Breakthrough Conversations pop up. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. If this channel has been blessing you, just go ahead and hit subscribe so you'll be notified of the episodes as they premiere. So until next time, everyone, enjoy your day and be blessed.